Welcome to TLTV, Joy and Pleasure Celebrated in Wine. I am here today at Chateau Finegrave. It's one of the smaller producers here, just outside Bechevel. And the interesting thing is, first of all, Fidel has one of the smaller properties. It's 1.5 hectares in size, production output around 6,000 bottles per year. And he uses Cabernet Franc and Merlot. So here I'm in front of the wall with all the neighbors of Chateau Finegrave. And you probably recognize a lot of these names. Léoville-Poiferré, Chateau Talbot, Chateau Langlois-Barton, Chateau Léoville-Barton, Chateau Bechevel, and last but not least, Chateau Léoville-Las Casses. And these neighbors make me very curious to taste the wine. The wine here is made completely by hand. Friends help Fidel and Michael with the harvest, the two owners of this chateau, and they do the harvest in less than 3 to 4 hours. That's less than half a working day. So this probably is the fastest harvesting chateau in the entire world. Da hört man jetzt das Geräusche, wo der jetzt
ça, pour faire couler un peu le vin.
Ça.
Ça va? Je prends un verre. Oui, le vin coule. C'est ça. Je prends ça. Maintenant, je fais ça. Voilà.
Super.
Là. Ça, c'est bon. On va ça. Et on met ça. Et fermé.
And as you can see, this is vintage 2014. We just drilled out of the barrel, which is the first. And I can tell you, the nose, of course, is very young. It's been in the vat for a few months. And you get some of the very young red fruit. So it's has really nice tannins. The one thing that I am really surprised about is because I've seen how Fidel produces the wine. Everything is manual labor. You get a lot of red fruit, you get a little bit of cream, you get some nice cassis, a little smudging of some light tobacco. And the tannins and finish are quite nice and elegant. And that is something like with these famous neighbors, you taste the terroir. And it is a chateau I think you should keep on your radar, as it's just interesting. This, of course, is very young and needs more time. This probably is ready to drink in 3 years, 3 to 4 years. It's that type of wine that is really accessible. And for me, how do I score this? It's really interesting. So I'm going to wait with scoring. Why? Because I'm going to do a little test. So, and I've just waited. Why? Because this is my most favorite wine glass in the world, and it travels with me wherever Traubenliebe goes. And I just want to make sure it gets enough oxygen, because it does need the time. And there you go. The nose is very, very different. You get some very light cherries, very distant. It's very distant. This wine is still very close. It needs a lot more time. And light cream nose, tobacco. You get a little bit of licorice, but just a smudge, as this is really young. And for me, how do you score this? I find this interesting. So, also, this is a wine that's made with heart and soul. And I'll be honest with you, I quite like it. I had the privilege of already drinking the 2012 vintage over the weekend. And for me, I find it's nicely balanced. The acidity is like still young. You get like the tannins are present, but they're quite fine. They're not too robust as you would expect. And this wine will get better with time. And therefore for me, a solid 88, 89 points. This is a very nice bottle of wine. And as well, taking the price into account, this is quite spectacular. So if you're in Medoc and you have the privilege, give Fidel and Michael a call, because you should try this out. This is really very, very pleasant. What I got actually for this is a 2012 vintage. And the 2012 vintage is of course a year after 2009 to 10. Is hard to live up, but it was a very average year. 2013 was not fantastic, or at least was a very difficult year. It was a technical year to make the wines here. And if we look at 2012, the color is very dark, it's very elegant. The nose, you get some light cherries, but it hasn't got a big bouquet. There's still aromas, the wine is still developing. You get wonderful licorice, wonderful red fruits. This is very, very good. The tannins are there, but that's normal. This is still a very young wine, and this will need time to develop. Give it 2-3 more years. This is going to be quite some wine. And just the nose and everything, how it all ties in together, is absolutely exceptional. And therefore for me, this is a clear 88, 89 points. This is a fantastic wine. And considering the price point, 15 euros, this is quite a steal. So if you just think of that from that perspective, if you're out here, go try it out. Have a look, have a feel, have a sniff. As this really is truly a very interesting wine. So I'd say we leave it at that. So now we've come to the pièce de résistance, and we've gotten to something very special. It's already in my glass, and have a look. It's very dark. And it's a Chateau Finegrave 2009. And 2009 was of course a vintage special. 2009-10, they are majestic vintages in this part of the world. Considering the neighbors that this chateau has, Chateau Bechevel, Chateau Talbot, Léoville-Poifferet and others. This really, let's say, I'm looking forward to it, because this wine is made in the classical Bordeaux style. And it's the nose is quite quite limited. You get a little bit of cherry, a little bit of marzipan. Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot, and it's really, like, the color is so dark, it's absolutely wonderful. But you get some tobacco, some licorice, lots of red fruit, nice acidity. The tannins are a little bit firm, but you know what, I quite like it. And considering the price point as well, 15 euros for a wine like this, it's a steal. It's this is special, and therefore for me as well, the score very plain, 91 points. This is phenomenal wine, considering its neighbors and as well the price. And this is all made with love and manual labor. 6,000 bottles are produced each year at Chateau Finegrave, and Fidel. It's really quite spectacular. I mean, what they make here for the wine, and this is just absolutely wonderful. I just really like the taste, the flavor, the texture, the mouthfeel. Absolutely wonderful. Just the nose is a little bit flat, but it's better that way than the other way around. But on this note, I'm going to be looking for more wine adventures. So if you know a nice secret chateau, mail me and or write it down in the comments field. But on this note, it's a worthy close of TLTV. Thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you wonderful wine, wonderful people, wonderful food, and of course many great wine discussions. Take care. Bye bye. Ciao.